Hello everyone and welcome back to the Gordo guys. We're here today for our top 10 gaming icons we think will get into Smash Bros.
This is purely our own opinion. Some of them are a bit random, but some of them are from games that we really like. So yeah, without further ado, I think we should just get straight onto it.
Number 10.
For our first character in this list, it is from a series that I'm actually playing for at the minute. It's no other than Geralt from Witcher 3.
I love The Witcher. I highly want him in it, to be honest. He's a character I'm really interested in. And I think they can use the signs, like Shulk's Monado arts.
Yeah, that's exactly one of the things that I was thinking it could be implemented into the game, and quite easy as well, since Shulk's got something similar.
Yeah, and there's already a few sword fighters in it, so I reckon they could adapt some of the moves around them as well.
I mean, to be honest, I am actually sick of the sword characters in the game. There's just too many, and the character that I play, King Dedede, I seem to struggle with the sword characters, but I think Geralt's an exception to the rule. I think he's a good character. He's from a massive series.
I think an air recovery would be difficult to choose. Maybe like Roach could glitch through somewhere and then he jumps off here. just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
No, I think that'd be quite funny, that actually. But I don't know what his air recovery would be like, but his other moves would be perfect, like parrying. He could just have that as a down B.
One of the things that I think made me pick Geralt for a character that I want to see in Smash is the music. I absolutely love the fighting music. It's something that just sticks in my head all day, and it's dead satisfying when you get into a fight. And I found myself just purposely fighting some drowners just so I could hear the music again.
I'm different. The music wound me up after a while. The music, I was like, fucking hell, this again.
That yodeling woman, it's just, I don't know, it's just satisfying. Like
maybe it'd be interesting to see.
Number 9.
And at number 9, I think the character AA from the game series Monkey Ball would be a very interesting character to get in. And someone I'd personally want, because I've played quite a few of the games and enjoyed them. I think the movesets will be quite interesting as well, considering the character's in a ball as it is. I think like maybe his air recovery could be like when he glides in Monkey Target. His down B could be a smash down like Kirby's or Bowser's down B. And I think maybe side B could be sort of like a Sonic move maybe like his quick attack. I think he'd have an interesting moveset anyway, and the map that would come out of it as well would be stunning, I think.
I think the map would be similar to the way that they did the Sonic map in Smash Bros with the loot, sort of similar sort of style, but they'd have maybe like a hole in the map or something like that.
It'd be hard to make a map like Monkey Ball because the map moves as your character moves, so I think it'd be a bit nauseous, so I don't think they'd do that. But I think altogether he'd be a really good addition to the characters, and he's a mix as well. It's not really something that's normally put in.
I think any sort of character from the Monkey Ball games is something that I don't think anybody is asking for. But me personally, having played a couple of the games, I've not got that much into them, but I think the music's really good. I think the map design would be amazing. The character's different, so it stands out a bit more than another Fire Emblem character, for example. But I wouldn't mind to see something like that in the game.
Yeah, and it's a massive franchise as it is anyway. And I think Nintendo are pretty close with Sega anyway, so I'm sure they'd like him in the game. Oh, maybe his side B. Oh, his side B could be the fist from Monkey Fight. Oh, that'd be well cool. That's my side B. That's a special I'd want.
Number 8.
So for number 8, we've put down, we want to see Rayman in Smash Bros. I think Rayman is an icon in the gaming industry. Everyone knows Rayman. He's an icon of sort of like early PlayStation. I mean, in recent years, he's been on Nintendo consoles as well. And I think his moveset would be great as well, with him having quite a long range with his arms.
I think with his fist, it'd be a smash attack. I reckon he'd have a really good smash attack. It might be able to compare with Bylif's as well. But also, I think his air recovery would be like, when he glides across, like when he uses his ears, is it?
Oh yeah, as like a propeller. Yeah, that would be good.
So I think his moveset will be really, really interesting actually. And I think he'd be a quite fast-paced character, so I think he'd be really entertaining to watch as well.
Not only that, with Rayman, the music is probably the best music in any platformer. It's so good. They went above and beyond with their games with the music they put in. So just the fact that if Rayman got in, and they'd have a really cool map, I think, and they'd also have some really good soundtracks.
Like Black Betty is a tune, and they managed to put that in, so very well deserved if they do.
A good number 7.
And at number 7, we have my personal favourite that I want to get in is Dr. Eggman / Robotnik. Oh, I'm a massive Sonic fan. And I think out of all the characters on the list, I think like Sonic's the only one without a villain, mainly. One of the big characters in it anyway is the only ones without a proper villain, like Link's got Ganon, Mario's got Bowser and stuff. I think Dr. Eggman would be a great addition to the game. I think his moveset would be quite cool. I reckon he could have his mech that he had in Sonic Adventure 2, and like his moveset would be quite cool. Maybe he could have a glide sort of like Peach. Not a glide, a hover like Peach, maybe for a mix-up or something. I think he'd be really interesting. He'd be a mix of Bowser Jr. and someone else. I'm not sure who, but I think he'd be really interesting to make.
Number 6.
Now at number 6, I think everyone expects this character to be on anyone's list really, because it's been memed so much since the release of Smash Bros. Ultimate. The character we're talking about is no other than Waluigi. To be honest, I wouldn't even say like I want him personally, but the reason why he's on our list is because if he doesn't appear in Smash Bros. Ultimate, I think there's going to be an uproar in the community. Everyone has asked for him.
Yeah, well, to be fair though, the Smash community's a bit horrible to the developers sometimes, especially when Byleth came out. Blaming heck, just appreciate a character when it comes out, Jesus. I think Waluigi would have an interesting moveset anyway, like he could have the berry, like the trophy berries people. He could even just have the tennis racket, just play sort of like that.
There's only other game that he's in, as well as the Olympic Games.
And Mario Kart.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he'd be an interesting character to get in. If he deserves to get in is a different story to me, but I think he would be a decent addition.
And music, I don't think there's much really they could add because they've got so many Mario musics. I don't think the actual level itself would be that interesting for me personally. It would be cool if they had a Super Strikers map. That would be so cool because I know Waluigi's in Super Strikers. That would be the actual design of that game is so cool. So that would be an interesting map. Overall, I think Waluigi, it's more just what the fans want, and it's almost like he's a necessity because he's a Mario character, but apart from that there's nothing else we can really say, is there?
No, not too much really.
Number 5.
Now at number 5, it's a bit of a random one. I know that probably no one's ever mentioned this for Smash Bros anyway, but the character that I want to see isn't anything specific, but it's any character from the Oddworld series. Now they could have Abe from Abe's Odyssey and Abe's Exodus. He's probably the most main character in the series. They could even have Munch or Stranger. I just think the reason why I want anything from this series to be shown in Smash Bros, and it's so far-fetched, I know, but it's one of my all-time favourite series. The map design would be so cool, the music would be amazing, and the moveset for the character, depending on which one they would go for, if they went for Abe, he could sort of transform into another character or revert the controls or something. Stranger might be the easiest one as he's got a weapon already. The live ammo we could use. But yeah, there's loads of possibilities. I know deep down it will never happen, but there's nothing wrong with,
Dreaming.
Yeah. I know you've not played the games before, so there's nothing really you could add, but I just think it would be so cool. And yeah, any character from Oddworld, please, Sakurai, just listen to me.
Listen to his prayers. It's number 4. Number 4. And at number 4, there's a character I think personally will just be a Mii sword fighter, but James thinks Minecraft Steve will get in. It is a big franchise, to be fair, but in my opinion, I do think he's just going to be a sword fighter because it'd be the easiest to do as well.
I think he's definitely going to have some representation in Smash Bros, whether he is just a sword fighter or something, but I don't know, I think Minecraft is such a big franchise. It's one of the biggest games ever. So having Minecraft Steve in the game, I think the attacks could be relatively easy to think of. The map design would be relatively easy to think of. The music, I'm not sure there's much music in Minecraft. There's just the one soundtrack that I know of. And not only that, how close Nintendo and Microsoft have been. And Microsoft now own Mojang, which make Minecraft. So with how close they are at the minute, I just think it's almost bound to happen. I mean, there's probably no one in Japan that wants it, but with the Western audience, I think a lot of people would be happy to see him in, and I think I would be one of them too.
Yeah, I won't mind seeing him in, but I'd rather see him as a Mii fighter. Number 3. And at number 3 we have Doomslayer. I think Doomslayer, personally, out of everyone in this list as well, is not the one I want the most, but is one of the characters I think deserves to be in the most. It's such an old, retro game. Loads of people have played the franchise. They've even had speedruns of all the games ever made, and they're the most famous ones. Like, one person beat the old Doom record 20 years later for the speedrun. That's how dedicated some of the fans are, and I think a lot of them will be very happy with this character to get in.
Me personally, I wouldn't be as happy, I wouldn't be that thrilled if he got in. I think it would be a cool idea. I think the moveset could be quite easy to implement. The map and the music, again, I think would be pretty cool.
Just to mix up the maps a bit, have you ever played the game Injustice? You'd like use the background to fight sometimes. I reckon they could sort of add that, like Doomslayer could grab a demon and smack DDD in the face with him or something. I've been messing with the background a lot more as well. I think would be quite a cool addition to the game.
It'd be different, yeah, I agree with that.
And I think it'd be a nice addition. His moveset will be amazing. The grapple will be his air recovery. He's got guns, so he'll just use loads of different types of weapons as well. I think he'd be a very well-deserved addition to this game.
I think he's definitely one that the fans want, but I mean, as a whole, I wouldn't mind. He's not the one for me. I think we had this in this list because Paddy really wants to see him in. Overall, I think, yeah, for how old the game series is, he'd be worthy. I mean, Bayonetta's in the game, and she's more adult sort of age group, isn't she? So yeah, I mean, anything could happen, really.
Number 2.
So, number 2 is actually probably the one that I'd choose straight away for a character that I want to see in Smash Bros. I will be fuming if one of the last 5 characters is not this character. This character I've got tattooed on my arm, I like that much. It's no other than Crash Bandicoot. Now, Crash Bandicoot is one of the biggest characters in video games. He was the Sony mascot at one point, and he is probably my favourite character in a game. I could think of a million things that he could use for his moveset. I think the Uka Uka mask could be implemented in maybe like one of the final Smash attacks or something like that. He obviously has got all the moves from the games. The maps would be really cool to see in a Nintendo game, and the fact that he isn't in Sony All-Stars or PlayStation All-Stars, and if he actually got into Super Smash Bros, I think it would be really, really odd, but I'm hoping that he eventually gets put in.
Yeah, I think as a moveset, I think he'd be really good. Like as you say, I think his spin attack will be implemented in a lot. I reckon maybe for his air recovery, Uka Uka maybe could come in, or maybe he could, the boxes that he jumps off. Maybe he could jump off a box.
That could be his recovery.
It could have sort of worked like Pac-Man's recovery, where you could bounce off it a couple of times, get higher.
Yeah.
And I think that'd be quite interesting to implement into the game. And as I said, spin attack in Cineroar's got a similar one, so why not?
And a little bit like Pac-Man as well, he could maybe drop a Nitro or something, as like a down B or like an up B or something.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe you could use it to get away as well. Maybe you could use it as an evade attack as well, so he could hit himself with it, sort of like Duck Hunt Duo.
Yeah.
Which I think would be quite interesting.
If they do put Crash Bandicoot in, when he gets knocked out, the death cutscenes in Crash Bandicoot, if they could be put in Smash, I think that would be really funny as well. So if he sort of like flies off like an angel or something, that'd be pretty cool.
Or they could put it into like the final Smash, so then when he like hits a character, they start floating off.
I think something that could be added into the game as his sort of win screen could be like how they did it in CTR, Crash Team Racing, where he's sort of got like the trophy girls behind him or something like that.
That'd be quite cool, yeah, that would be actually really funny. And the spirits would be quite cool as well. They could have like engine and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if they added some spirits or even in the background of the map, Cortex, or it could be in space with engine, or any of the characters would be cool to see in the background of the map. So before we move on and tell you the final character, the number 1 pick for us, there's just a few characters that I think we were undecided whether we should even add them to the list, or they weren't maybe significant enough for us to mention in the main list. But these characters are like, for example, I really would like to see Jesse and James from Pokemon. I know they are Mii fighters, aren't they?
Yeah, well, Team Rocket, yeah.
Team Rocket. I just, the main reason why I'd love them, I mean, they do work well as Mii fighters, but just the way that they could die at the end, saying Team Rocket blasting off again, I think would just be so cool in Smash Bros. As they fly out of the map.
That's the only thing I'd like to see.
Yeah, I mean, other than that though, I don't really need them. You know, they do work well as Mii fighters, but yeah, I just thought I'd mention that really.
Yeah. Another character we also thought of mentioning was someone from Ninjala. It's a reasonably new game, and we did a review on it recently, and
check it out.
Yeah, we really enjoyed it. We really enjoyed that sort of the development of characters as well. Like Van's a pretty cool character they could have added in, and the moveset's really interesting with the bubble gum and everything.
Adding the parry system into the Smash Bros game would be pretty cool. It might be a bit wild for the Smash community. I think they might be a bit angry about the randomness of it, but I think the maps, the cartooniness of the characters, it would just really fit well in Smash Bros. And it being a Nintendo exclusive as well at the minute. I don't know, I think it would be perfect for the game, but it's not got a big enough fan base yet, I don't think, so I don't think it'll actually happen.
We also have Travis from No More Heroes. I reckon that's got a good chance of getting in, because that's exclusive now, isn't it, for the Nintendo?
I'm pretty sure it is. I'm yet to play any of the No More Heroes games. I am really excited for No More Heroes 3 when it comes out, but I feel like Travis is almost a no-brainer for actual characters that are going to make it. I know a lot of these characters that we've mentioned are a bit far-fetched, but Travis, I think, we're just mentioning him now because I almost predict it, I feel like. It's almost a prediction for me. So, another one that I really wanted to mention, and it's so random, is a character from Worms. Now, before you start, like, typing in the comments, like, that's never going to work, but the amount of weapons that are in Worms would be so cool to see in a Smash Bros. Game. And Worms is a massive franchise. But because of how random it is, I just don't think it'll ever make it into a Smash Bros. Game.
They could have it like a hero down big kamikaze.
Yeah. Something like that. I mean, they've got just random weapons, like they've got a skunk bomb. I swear they've got a granny bomb or something like that.
They have the sheep bomb.
Yeah, the sheep bomb, like... Cool. And the jetpack they could use as their recovery. I think Worms would be such a crazy addition to Smash Bros. And I would be really happy if it made it, but I really doubt it.
The next character I'm also thinking of is Phoenix Wright. He was in Capcom vs Marvel, well, Marvel vs Capcom. And I think he'd be quite a weird but interesting character. He's a massive Nintendo franchise, and I think like the fans would love it. And I feel like no one in the Smash community would be as angry with it.
No, I think he'd be a pretty good addition. And the fact that he's already in a fighting game and a crossover, but not in a Nintendo crossover fighting game, just doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, that almost needs to happen sometime in the future.
Yeah, it's only good if they make it work.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
But it's proven with the Capcom or the Marvel vs Capcom, so I feel like Sakurai could do something with it.
Hopefully.
And lastly, before we move on to our number one pick for personal favourites that we want to see in the game, we've got Dante. Now, the reason why Dante didn't make our list is because none of us have actually played the game that he's from.
Yeah, we didn't think it'd be fair to just judge this character and put him in a list if we haven't played his game before. But as I've seen, I think he's got an interesting moveset. The music will be great. So I feel I'm gonna play Devil May Cry game soon. But
eventually,
I feel like
yeah,
good.
I will play Devil May Cry. It's in the backlog, but it's just something I've never got around to actually sitting down and playing. But yeah, Dante, I feel like he could actually be a possibility for turning up in Smash Bros. And that's why he's in our honourable mentions.
It's number one! It's number one! Oh my god, it's number one!
Fucking hell, Paddy, chill.
And finally, what we think personally would be the best character to put into Smash at the minute would be Lara Croft. We feel like a female protagonist would be perfect for the game, as like feminism's getting stronger around the world and stuff, and I feel like she'd be a strong candidate for it. And plus, Tomb Raider's a massive game, so I think she'd explode. The moveset will be interesting, the music will be interesting, maybe even the maps.
I've not played any of the new Tomb Raider games, but I have played a few of the old ones on PlayStation, and because of how iconic she is, I do think that she deserves a place in the best collaboration game of all time. Yeah. I don't see why she isn't in there at all. I mean, she is more leaning towards PlayStation, but then so is Crash Bandicoot, and we did mention him.
And I feel like not enough people suggested it, so it might not have a good chance of getting in, but I feel like people would actually be so happy to see her in the game.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be many unhappy fans because of how big her franchise is, and if Nintendo is all about celebrating different franchises, new and old, with the Smash Bros game, why the hell is she not already in there? Because she is one of the biggest game characters that I know.
It bringing a lot more new customers as well, who played the old games, who played the new games. There's lots of different generations who have actually just played Tomb Raider in general.
Yeah. So that is all 10 of our top picks for Smash Bros. I doubt most of them will make it onto the final DLC Fighter Pass, but whatever comes out, I do hope that it's something as good as these.
Yeah, I hope that it's the decent iconic characters, but if not, it's at least fun to play. I feel like we have done some very far-fetched ones like number 9 AA or the Oddworld characters. I feel like they're very, very far-fetched, but not most of them. I feel like have a good chance.
Yeah, I mean, if Sakurai does not bring out Waluigi, there's gonna be some riots going on. Like, everyone wants him.
But if he doesn't get in, people just need to get over it, to be honest. Learn to live without him.
It's weird how he's not even that big of a character, but because he's not in Smash Bros, people aren't happy.
Yeah, they've just memed him to death. Yeah, I think Sakurai just hates him now. I think he's like, nah, he's definitely not getting in.
So if you've got this far in the video, thank you so much. What are your thoughts? Who do you think should be getting into the Smash Bros DLC Fighter Pass? Let us know in the comments below. If you've not already subscribed, please press the subscribe button, press the like button. It really, really helps us out.
And if you get to the end of this video, write love muffins in the comments and we'll know that you've been there.
Love muffins.
You will know that they got to the end of the video if you type that in.
Right, cheers guys. I'll see you next time.
Bye.